I love art because it helps me to express myself and get all of my feelings and thoughts out on paper or canvas, and that I'm able to be creative and do what I want to do without there being a right or wrong answer. There's no correct way to do art, and I really love that about it. And everyone has a different way of expressing themselves, and I am able to express myself in the way that I want to. And yeah, that's why I love art.
Congratulations, Mariyah. Mariyah is our Artist of the Week for February 19th, which is, next week. So make sure you check out all her artwork that'll be up on the board next week. Phenomenal artist. Good job. All right, so for this week, it is Friday, so you guys have a due date. All of your week 7 stuff needs to be turned in. If you are in an evens class, last time that we saw y'all was yesterday. Hopefully you uploaded your stuff. If not, do it now. Just go ahead and knock it out. Be done with it. If you are in an odds class, we are seeing you all day today. So before you leave, before you go to your next class, and before you go home, go ahead, get everything up on Canvas, be done with it. If you work more over the weekend, cool. Roll it into what you're submitting for week 8. Perfect. But you do want to make sure that you have something in that platform for week 7. You don't want to accidentally forget over the weekend. And A grade is always going to be better than no grade, even if you don't feel like what you submit this week is awesome and perfect and wonderful. At least you have something, okay? So yeah, just a reminder, we told you guys on Monday, and we've said it over and over, your due date is Friday, today. Sunday is the grace. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday is your extension. So it's due today on Friday. So get everything turned in. Okay, for next week, I am super excited for your Artist of the Week next week because we are doing Tim Burton. So if you are into animation, or even if you're into stop motion, or you're into sculpting with modeling clay and things like that, Tim covers it all, and he is such an interesting character. So look for that art history. It's a lot of fun. There's some really, really cool videos with interviews with Tim Burton himself, where he talks about his stripy socks, and a lot of fun. So make sure you check him out if you're wanting to do the art history next week. If you did Nevelson this week, I would love, or even if you didn't, I would love to see you guys go do the artwork that's inspired from her by her. And it really doesn't take that long to do. You literally take a shoebox, put some stuff in there that represents you or something about you or some aspect of your life. We spray paint it all one color, and then we stack them all up like Legos, and it looks amazing. So check out this image here that was done by some other students. This is what we want to do. So I'm hoping some of you guys will go do that project. It doesn't take long, so you could do this and do the Tim Burton art history this week if you wanted to. You have plenty of time to do both, okay? But definitely check out that project. Okay. So next week, as you're coming in and deciding what you want to do, remember that it is an evens week. So you want to make sure, odds classes too, have everything you need to be successful. So if you're thinking about doing the Nevelson project and you've got a shoebox at home, go ahead and bring it. We can store it here. It's fine. We've also got plenty of cardboard here. We can make that work. But big thing, have your sketchbook, have your computer charged. We only have so many plugs around the room, and with social distancing, it gets kind of hard when you guys all come in with dead computers. Okay. But evens classes on Friday next week. Also with next week, you have your second summative due. Okay. Right? Second summative. Y'all remember how the first one went? Some of y'all didn't make that deadline. You really need to get your summative in for this week. Missing 2 summatives is a huge kick in the butt to your grade. Don't do it. Okay? So go ahead and put a reminder in your phone. Put something in your sketchbook, somewhere where you're going to see it, a Post-it note, write it on your mirror, whatever, that you have a summative due this week. Next week. Next week. Sorry. Next week. Not this week. Not next today. Week. Next Friday. Next Friday. You guys, it'll work just like the last one. There's one more question that we're adding on, but there's going to be a video that explains exactly how all this works. It's going to offer a little bit of clarity about how exactly we're grading it based on what Ms. Greiner and I saw from the last summative. So make sure that you click into that next week, because it's going to have everything that you need to be successful with summative number 2. Okay. And then the other thing we wanted to talk to you about was shows and competitions. So if you have not had a chance to go look at the art shows and art competitions choice board, you really need to check that out, because I am constantly adding stuff to it, and there are so many shows. There are 3 shows that you can submit artwork to next week that have due dates next week. So make sure you go take a look at those. I know some of you are already working on some of them. I think there's 2 or the 3 of you working on the Farm Bureau one with the farmers market scene. Those are looking great. Those are due, and we actually have to deliver them to the local Farm Bureau office. So that's not something we're digitally uploading. So we can't take those late. I have to have them the day before so that we can get those dropped off. The ones that are digital submissions, like the wildlife one and the Google for Doodle, make sure you're looking at their requirements because there's forms that your parents have to sign that you have to send in with those. But those are great opportunities. And as I've told you guys before, you can't place, you can't win if you don't submit. So even if you feel like, oh, I'm not thrilled with this, submit it anyway. You never know what the judges had for breakfast that day. So just go ahead and submit your artwork. Okay, so check those out. And I have a separate board just for those 3 that are due next week to make it easier for you to find, but definitely go check out those art competitions and choice boards.
One of the other boards that we're going to have up soon, and Ms. Greiner is working on putting it together right now, is about the Hero Band Concert that's going to be happening in May. It's going to be awesome. If those of you that are in band, I'm super excited to see y'all play. Those of you that aren't in band, I hope that y'all show up because like this is going to be a crazy cool concert. It's going to be outside in the stadium. It's going to have all these like video elements and stuff like that. It's going to be cool. But so Ms. Wilson Fields has asked us to participate and help create some artwork to really elevate that visual experience of this concert. Okay, so there's going to be a board on there that's going to list the songs that the band is going to be playing, and we're creating artworks inspired by those songs. So it's completely open-ended. You'll listen to the song. You'll have a link to either SoundCloud or YouTube, so you can like really immerse yourself in what is going on in that auditory sense, and then you will create something visual that will go along with it. Okay, so check that out. You will see that up next week.
Yeah, next week. I'll have it up for you for next week. Also, I'll put a link in that same board back to the Whose Values assignment that we did last semester, because she really did like the ones of you who did the Whose Values pieces and where those were going. So it's kind of the same general idea. I feel like what she's looking for more with this is more the hero aspect. So the here is the people I look up to. When I know with the Whose Values, a lot of what we were doing were things that we were speaking out against. So you can still do the same concept as you were doing Whose Value, but think of it more the mindset of what you want to speak up for. Does that make sense? Okay, so if you want to do something along those lines, just look at the lyrics or the words, the titles of those songs. Some of them have music attached that you can listen to, and just kind of let your creative juices flow, and let's see what happens. The art will all be displayed digitally, so that means you can do it in whatever medium and whatever size you want, and we'll make it work.
One quick thing about anything for that hero art, we do have to go ahead and put in your mind the deadline for it, because it's going to take Ms. Wilson Fields and Mr. Reed some time to put together what this whole show is going to look like, that audiovisual aspect. We do have to have everything for the Hero Band concert in the week after spring break. That is the absolute last day that anything can be used toward that hero art the Hero Band concert. Okay. So the week after spring break. There we go.
Oh, also too, for the ones of you who are, because I know I talked to a lot of you yesterday about the fine art seal and IB and all that. So one of those requirements for fine art seal is being involved in extracurricular art activities. Creating artworks for shows and competitions does qualify you for one of those. Okay. So if you make something for this show, for this band competition, this band concert, then that goes along with it. Or if you're submitting art for other shows and competitions too. So that does count as one of your art-based extracurriculars.
All right. So I think that's got us for this week.
I think
awesome. So. Submit your stuff, guys, right now.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
See y'all later.